In 1993, Howard University quarterback Jay Skywalker led the Bison to an undefeated season in the MEAC and a Black College National Championship. Our Laurentia Bowden got a chance to sit and talk to Jay as he was being inducted in the 2025 class of the Black College Football Hall of Fame.
First things first, congratulations on this incredible honor, being inducted into the Black College Football Hall of Fame. How does it feel?
I'm taking it all in, but it's a great feeling. It's like I feel like I did it for everybody but myself. You know, I've been fortunate enough to have a good life, but this is like an award or an accomplishment recognition for my teammates, my coaches, my support staff, my family, all those people that helped me get here. No, don't get me wrong, I'm very grateful for it, but it's like it's more like another last little team award for me.
Talk to me about where you were when you got the call that you were going to be inducted.
I was at Howard. Believe it or not, I was taking my son to a basketball game, and we were on campus. And then I got the call, and they told me. I just thought, how ironic is that I'm at Howard, the place that got me into the Black College Football Hall of Fame. So it was a sort of fitting that it ended up being at Howard.
Full circle.
Full circle.
That's so beautiful. Take me back to that 1993 undefeated season. What was the magic behind that team?
We just believed. I mean, we had a lot of sacrifice. When I say sacrifice, I'm from LA, California. I gave up my summer to stay there every day, throwing the football. My roommate was from Miami, Florida. He gave up his summer. You know, Howard's a private school, so everybody's from around the country. But we all sacrificed, stayed there that summer. And we felt like we won that championship that summer. And we said, you know, if we do what we're supposed to do, and the coaches challenge us enough, like we can, there's not a team on the schedule that can beat us. You know, we got to pull a couple upsets, but we believed in it. No matter what the score was, what part of the game it was, we just knew we were going to find a way to win the football game.
Give me one of your best football memories being a Bison.
The one everybody's going to talk about is beating North Carolina A&T down there. You know, they were number 5 in the country. We were emerging. You know, it was their homecoming. Why they scheduled Howard for homecoming, I'll never know. But we went down there. We beat them in that game, their overtime thriller game, and everybody seemed to see it. It was on national television. Charlie Neal was commentating the game with Lynn Barney, and you know, I had a good game. The team had a good game, and we went there and pulled off the upset.
Now, you were able to go on and play professionally. Talk to me about what it took for you to go from an HBCU to the NFL.
You had to dominate. You know, had to dominate. You know, all my coaches have told me, you know, James Shaq Harris is my godfather. He said, if you want to make it to the next level, you don't just play HBCU football, you dominate HBCU football. So that was my mindset. I always knew I had to be better than the next person out there. So my job was to go out there and try to dominate, and knowing that's what it was going to take to make it to the next level. And I think going to Howard really prepared me for that. You know, they were hard on me on and off the field. You know, teacher said, if you throw 4 touchdowns on Saturday, you're going to be in class on Monday. So I got that, and I was so thankful for it at the time. It was hard, but it was what I needed.
Now, a lot of people don't know that you now work for ESPN, but you also were in politics. Talk to me about how you got into everything.
Wow, where do I start on that one? My major was political science, and so when I went to Howard, part of the reason I went to Howard was because they told me they had a law school. And they said, you know, if you do what you're supposed to do in the classroom, why not go to Howard University and be a Howard lawyer? So that was my driving motivation to really go to Howard University. But I got sidetracked going to the NFL, and I never went to law school. But sooner or later, you have to use your major. And then I had a nonprofit organization, and the community asked me to get involved to help lead the next generation. So that got me in politics. So doing that was great. The television aspect of it was, I mean, you know how it is. You know, you have to catch a break at the right time. And I tell everybody, the first game I ever did, I was absolutely horrible. I was terrible trying to do sideline. I didn't do any prep work. I just went out there and tried to wing it. And then I got competitive. I saw how bad I looked. And then I had somebody, a friend of the family, say, you know what, there's something there if you work at it. And then I worked on it. And then the next year, that person, I had to beg them to give me an opportunity. Can I please have one more chance? They gave me that chance, and they saw the improvement. And ever since then, I fell in love with it. It kept me close enough to the game. I could relate to the kids, because once upon a time, that was me trying to have a higher aspiration, and it keeps me as close to the game as I need to be.
When it's all said and done, when you look back, what do you want your legacy to represent for the next generation of athletes?
Ooh-wee. What do I want my legacy to be? Anything's possible. You know, I was a kid that had a dream of going to the National Football League. I made it come true. People say, how can you do that coming from Howard, which was known for academics first? Believe in yourself, and if you put the work in, good things can happen.
Congratulations, Jay Walker, on your induction into the Black College Football Hall of Fame. There's more coming from Durham, North Carolina after this break.